Hello and welcome into our second edition of the PHLY Bets Show. I am your host, Jamie Lynch, and PHLY Bets is, of course, brought to you by our friends over at Bet365. Right now, new users, $200 in bonus bets just waiting for you on Bet365. When you download the app, enter promo code PHLY365, deposit $10, lose your first $5 wager, and boom, $200 in your account. Now, when I did, it was only $150, so I implore you, $200, jump at this opportunity. I took my $150, about $120 of it I spent on NFL futures bets. The other $25 I rolled into a couple parlays, cashed those out, and now I'm up over $200, and I'm rolling with some winners right now. Hopefully the good times continue, but use that promo code PHLY365. So kind of the layout of our show here is Sunday mornings. We're going to be coming to you live to preview the NFL slate ahead. And either on Wednesdays or Thursdays going forward, we'll concretely, iron that out soon. We're going to do the Thursday night football / college football slate previews during the week. So we'll have you covered for all you gamblers out there twice a week. And I'm not going to do every college football game because I'm not going to put Julia through this for an hour and a half each weekday, but I will pick the 5 or 6 big games of the weekend, talk about those, talk about the Thursday night football matchup. And we had a strong start to the year with our PHLY Boosts bets. And make sure you're keeping your eyes out for those when it comes to the birds. Every week, I get to sit here in the Bet365 lab and cook up a parlay boost for the people. And last week's was a plus 550 winner. So keep your eye out for the PHLY boost right there on the homepage. You can't miss it. Bet365 does an awesome job highlighting those promo boosts and good stuff. I had one this past weekend. That was Najee Harris over 25 yards, TJ Watt to record a sack. It was boosted up to just plus 125 because it is a very kind of simple bet. TJ Watt dominates the game, has a sack called back at one point due to an offsides that wasn't an offsides. It's looking like a loser. Last play of the game, TJ Watt gets in there and gets the sack for the promo boost winner. So check those out. I will be cooking up next Monday night's one sometime this week. So keep your eyes peeled for the next Birds parlay boost. All right, let's just dive right into it. Thursday night football this week is a really good game. The Buffalo Bills are traveling down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Now, if you're a big wait to see what the weather is gambler, you might want to wait till closer to game time for this one, as there's a 60% chance of projected rain at game time down in Miami. The Bills currently are sitting at a 2-point dog. Over-under on this one comes in at 49. Money line for the Bills is plus 115. Now, Thursday night football games in September and October. And the other vow I make to you on the show is I'm never going to act like a handicapper / douche and tell you this or that or what my percentages are. I'm a gambler. I'm going to go through the highs and lows with you, but I'm going to try and make you an informed gambler as we go through this football season together. So I'm going to give you a lot of information. I'm not going to necessarily give a strong pick on every game per se. But I will tell you some things I like, and hopefully we win together. And if we lose together. So Thursday night football games in September and October with totals at 49.5 or higher. Now, this line was a little bit higher, dropped down to 49 on the nose. But those 49.5 or higher games in September and October are 15-4-1 on the under. 79% of the time, the Thursday night games in September and October are going under. And those are averaging a cover by about 5 points per. So keep your eye on the under Thursday night early in the season. A lot of rust and kind of hiccups there for teams. Dolphins had a weird week, obviously, with the Tyreek Hill and Calais Campbell situation. They're pretty beat up. So keep your eye on that. Dolphins with Mike McDaniel as head coach, with a total of 50 or higher, are 4-2 on the under. So a lot of kind of betting trends here on the under for the game. A lot of people think Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, and Tua, high-powered offenses. I don't know. My gut after reading up on this game tells me to stick with the under on this one. Bills road games with Sean McDermott as a head coach are 33, 21-2 to the under as well. That's a 61% clip. So we have a 79% clip, a 61% clip, and then a 4-2, all in favor of the under if you're a big trends follower in these games. Now, this is the first time the Dolphins have been favored in this matchup since 2021. In their last 5 matchups, the Bills are 4-1. They covered 2 of those games, but they were favored in all 5. Miami can be a tough place to play early in the season. It gets hot down there. There's a reason their home sideline is in the shade. So a boost that caught my eye right there on the homepage on the Bet365. A little bet boost. I like this one a little bit because I think I am going to go with the Bills to pull this one off. The Dolphins are quite beat up, so keep an eye on that injury report closer to game time tomorrow. Josh Allen has a beat-up hand. He is expected to play for the Bills. On the Dolphins side of things, not as good. Jalen Ramsey is questionable to play. Raheem Mostert already been ruled out, and Achane looks like he's going to be a game-time decision, questionable there. So the Dolphins do have some big injuries in this game, so I think I'm going to lean to the side of the dog and go with the Bills plus the 2 in Miami. But this was the boost that caught my eye. Josh Allen to score a touchdown, Josh Allen to throw 2+ touchdowns, and the Bills money line, a little 3-legger, boosted from plus 450 to plus 500. So that might be a little something I sprinkled on. But I think the Dolphins having a real weird week. Sometimes those distractions can get the best of a locker room. Poor weather, injury report. The Bills snapped into form in the second half last week. So I'm going to go with the Bills, I think, here on the spread or the money line to take this one down in Miami. All right, let's move on to the big college football games of the weekend. A couple top 25 matchups, and there's one Friday night I think I've fallen in love with the more I've done research on. A little Friday night primetime football action. You got number 20, Arizona, heading to number 14, Kansas State. Kansas State currently on Bet365 is a 7.5-point favorite. Over-under on this one is a large one. Comes in at 56.5. Now, Arizona has struggled a little bit this year. Jed Fish, who moved on to the University of Washington from Arizona, had that team humming last year. And some of the analysts and handicappers out there think that Arizona is still kind of riding the coattails of last year's success. They've struggled so far this year. They let up 39 points to New Mexico, and they only beat Northern Arizona last week by 12. Now, they do have some talent on the team. They have a wide receiver that's probably going to be a first-round pick, but they might be riding a little high here. I'm going to go with Kansas State, and I think I love them. -7, over under 59.5. I would probably go over. I don't know if I'll play that one per se, but I'm going to ride with K-State in this one as the home team there. Arizona has been struggling. I think K-State can kind of wallop them a little bit. Next game we'll take a look at. Number 4, Alabama is heading into one of the great stadiums in college football, Camp Randall, to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin is +16 on Bet365 right now. Over-under on this one comes in at 50.5. If you believe in the ESPN FPI index model, the predictive model, they have Alabama winning this one by 23.5 points, covering the spread of 16. Alabama has hit the game total over in their last 5 away games. Alabama, the one thing about heading into Camp Randall is they're not going to be intimidated by that environment at all because they're used to playing big games in big stadiums. So this is kind of second nature for them. Alabama has covered the spread in 9 of their last 14 games. And if you're looking for props, if that's allowed where you are, Jalen Milroe has hit touchdown pass overs in 7 of his last 9 games. Kind of tough to take Wisconsin here. You very well could see that being a live home dog with that many points, but I just fear Wisconsin's offense doesn't have enough to keep up with Alabama there. So if I was doing anything on this one, I would probably lay the wood with the favorite and lay the 16 with Alabama. All right, we got another top 25 matchup. The surprise number 24 BC Eagles are heading down to Mizzou, who is number 6 in the nation. Now, Missouri is a very sneaky, kind of below the radar team, as much as you can be for a 6 seed, with immense talent on this team, and could be some noisemakers come the college football playoffs this year. They're 17-point home dogs. Boston College started the year getting the win over Florida State, who Georgia Tech had beaten the week prior. Is BC that good, or is Florida State just that bad? That's kind of what you have to decipher here. My gut says go with Missouri. I think BC and Castellanos, the quarterback, not Nick Castellanos, they've had some good wins, some early success, but now they're going up against kind of a little bit of a mini powerhouse here with Mizzou. BC is 4-1 against the spread in its last 5 games, though. So if you are a BC backer, there's some trends in your favor. The total has gone under in 6 of Missouri's last 8 games. But Missouri is 8-1 against the spread in its last 9 games. I'm going to lay, again, I don't love laying huge favorites, but I'm going to go with Missouri minus 17 at home to send the BC Eagles out of the top 25 again. They're going to be one of those teams all year that's probably in, out, probably somewhere in that 25 to 35 range nationally. Next game on the docket, the number 16 LSU Tigers are heading to South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks. South Carolina currently is a 7-point dog. Over-under on this one comes in at 50.5. Again, the ESPN FPI predictive index says that LSU only wins by basically a hook. They have them winning by 0.5. So basically a 1-point win for LSU. They have a 51% chance of winning the game on the index model. LSU is 5-2 against the spread in its last 7 games against South Carolina. The total has gone under in South Carolina's 5 last games. The total has gone over in LSU's last 5 road games. So something's got to give there. The Gamecocks are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 September football games. This is gonna be a really good game. I kind of like the home dogs to cover the 7. It's going to be a close game, I think, and why not take the touchdown points with the home dog? And then our final game of the week. This is an homage to our DNVR staff, because I think that staff is comprised of 50% Colorado alum and 50% Colorado State alum. Colorado is traveling to Colorado State. Colorado is a 7-point favorite right now on Bet365. Over-under on this one comes in at 58.5. I was having a conversation earlier with our own Tyler Zulli, who does the Penn State show. Make sure you're checking that out every week. And Tyler knows his college football and said, yeah, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders might be 2 of the better players in all of college football, but Colorado just not that deep outside of them. Not a ton of talent. So Colorado is 2-16 straight up in their last 18 road games. Certainly not a very inspiring record to bet behind. The total has gone under in 4 of Colorado State's last 5 games when playing at home against Colorado. No strong opinion here, but I'm going to go with Colorado State getting the 7 points at home. Over under 58.5. I feel like I'd go over on that one, because I feel like this could be a game where there's a lot of points scored back and forth in a great rivalry. So those are some of my thoughts for Thursday Night Football and the college slate this weekend. Of course, we love the people over at Bet365. Keep your eyes peeled for the PHLY custom boost bets we'll be doing for every Eagles game this year. We are going to be back again on Sunday morning going through the NFL slate, talking about the Eagles-Falcons game on Monday Night Football. But remember, when you sign up on Bet365, use promo code PHLY365. Get yourself $200 in bonus bets when you lose your first $5 wager. Good luck to everybody this weekend, and it starts on Thursday Night Football. I'm going to be rooting in the Bills, it appears. So good luck to everybody. And as an old friend in South Philly used to say, root them in. And thanks to our friends at Bet365 for bringing you PHLY Bets. I'll see you on Sunday morning.
We all silly like the mayor.